morning and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today is day 45. I think it's day 45. I can't tell what day it is because I have no internet. I went to PLDT yesterday and I complained about the problem with my internet, and they said, well, they couldn't do anything for me yesterday because we had no electricity. They had a scheduled brownout for 12 hours, which ended up being 18 and a half hours. I didn't get electricity back on until 12:30 a.m. the following day, which was this morning at 12:30 a.m. And so I woke up and I was able to push today's upload. There was just barely enough bandwidth in there for me to get that one video uploaded, so I am dedicated to you. So anyway, I got that uploaded, and oh gosh, where was I? So yesterday, PLDT. So I went to PLDT yesterday when I went to the mall, and I wanted to do follow-up with my problem. And they said, oh, they're going to take a look at it, but they have to wait till we have electricity. So we got electricity this morning, and my problem is even a worse problem now. Thank you, PLDT. So anyway, I will deal with that like I deal with everything else for the inconvenient truth, as Al Gore might have coined it. So anyway, I'm going to get out to the site. I'm very late because I wasn't even able to do my Skype with my wife this morning because the internet wasn't working properly, and lots of different issues around here. So anyway, let's get out to the job site and see what's going on out there. And then I couldn't even answer comments this morning because I couldn't make a connection good enough to actually keep the internet up for that, and I apologize for that. Blame it on PLDT. So anyway, and I wasn't able to get any doggy treats yesterday because I went to SM Lipa, where I get the doggy treats are over at Robinson's. I went to Robinson's and I couldn't get a parking spot. I drove around and there was no parking spots available. So I said, oh, there is a pet shop on the way coming home on Pete Tordes. So I went down Pete Tordes and I stopped at the pet shop. And the pet shop was closed because there is no electricity. So anyway, let me get out to the job site now, and then I'll explain some stuff as I go out there. Anyway, without further delay, let's get today's video underway.
Hey Jay.
Hey, good morning, Roy.
What's so late, huh?
Hey, how are you today? I'm surprised nobody called the SWAT team out last night because I was playing so bad. Hey, do you have water?
Yes.
You have water? No. I'm not talking about refrigerator water. In your house, you have water?
Faucet?
Yeah. But you have a tank? Do you have a reserve tank? No. I have no water over at the house. Yeah.
So
bad
service of the water.
Bad service of the water. I need to be on your side of the road,
Yes,
not on
you
my
have to
side
be
of
on
it.
our side.
Live and learn. It's too late. Why didn't you tell me before? Anyway.
No, you live there.
Yeah. So I had lots of problems. Internet problems. Very bad. Internet.
Very bakupad,
Oh,
babagal.
yes. Water, internet, and electricity came on at 12:30 a.m.
Yes, and now they said they cut in 9 a.m.
They're not going to turn it off again today, are they?
Yes.
Again?
Yes.
What time?
9.
Till what time?
I don't know.
I'll find out. The guards will tell me when I go down there. All right. Well, such is life, right? Life in the Philippines.
That's life.
That's life.
You live in the Philippines. Very.
That's right. All right. I'll see you later. Magandang umaga.
Ay, magandang umaga, Jay.
How are you today?
Fine.
Hey, I had to eat all your food cold last night, but I ate it, and it was good. It was even good cold.
Jay, next time they bring you some food.
Para tayo
I don't have a songbook. Okay, you get a songbook and we'll play. Yeah. Okay.
Sinigang fish, you want
Sinigang.
fried fish and or with coconut milk.
No, you have the okay. The sinigang's good.
Again, sinigang ng fish.
And what kind of fish? Is it dry fish?
No.
No, I like the dry fish. Ah.
So what the fish?
Milk fish like this.
No, the milk fish like that.
Big fish.
Let me go just with the sinigang tonight. Hopefully we have electricity turned back on again. I couldn't make rice last night. No rice. So I had to
And
eat.
also chicken caldereta.
I don't know that one. Do we?
Like adobo.
Spicy.
A little spicy.
Spicy chicken.
Spicy? Okay.
With sauce.
You think?
Like adobo.
You think I'll like it?
Yes.
You think? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Chicken.
So the sinigang, then the chicken.
You can
The
eat
chicken.
more rice. You eat the caldereta now.
Okay. Okay. All right. I am so late with the problems with the. You know, I stayed up last night. The electricity came on at 12:30.
12:30.
12:30. Then I stayed up until 2:30 editing videos to get the video, and then I tried to upload those, and then I went back to bed for 2 hours. Then I got up at 4:30. Normally there's water.
Oh.
There was no water even at 4:30.
Yes, no water.
Crazy,
No water,
crazy,
yes.
crazy. All right. Anyway, I will see you later on this evening. Thanks, Tess. See you later. Good morning. Did you eat the chocolate? Chocolate? Did you eat? Is it good?
Give me one today, huh?
I already got you one yesterday. Is it good? Okay.
Mini, bigyan mo sa akin. Mini!
Oh, too much. Okay, no problem. Well, anyway, it's gonna really be kind of bad today if what Roy said is true, that they're actually going to be cutting the electricity off again. He said that they cut something in the electrical line or something like that, and I don't doubt that when they were doing the repair, and it might be off again at 9 o'clock. Well, it's after 9 now, so I'll find out when I get out to the job site whether I have electricity or not, and that's going to be bad because I can't do any editing or anything like that of any of the videos, which I normally do in Bahikubo out there. We'll see. We'll deal with it. So anyway, Walter's internet cafe is like right here. I'm gonna check with him to see if he's experienced the same problems I am. Because if he's experienced the same thing, then it's a global problem right in this area. But if he's not, it means they messed up yesterday at PLDT with my account information. So I'm gonna check that out. Good morning. Good morning. I made it the same time you did today. Well, anyway, I asked the guards about the if there going to be any power outage here today, and they said they weren't aware of anything. So, and it's after 9; it's like almost 9:30, and they still have power. So maybe the information Roy gave me wasn't accurate, and I hope so, because I want to be able to actually hook up the water cooler today. Remember, I bought the water cooler yesterday at the mall, and I would like to be able to hook that up and have some cool water out at the Bahikubo today. We will see. coming in. Hey, very good. Wow, you guys are really moving on these footer holes. Very good. Well, as you can see over my shoulder, again, like every single day when I get out here, everybody is maxing out on workload. And that's the guys from digging the holes over on the side, which they're pretty much, they don't have that many more holes on the long side over there before it gets to the front. That's our longest run over there. And they're almost to the front. And then they'll be doing some around the side over here. They can't do anything in the very front because that's where the bunkhouse is, so that'll be one of the last things that actually gets dug. So anyway, and the guys are doing the formwork, and you see there's a lot more rebar going on. They're actually, you can see they're working on the formwork here for the back patio. And something I'll point out, I'll go over there and I'll show you. If you're doing an exposed patio, you need to have proper drainage, which is a slope that's going to be away from the house. And I checked it already, and they have a slope going away. They got their line level out there, and it will drop away. And the back patio is not going to get a lot of water runoff because it's just going to basically get what is going to fall right directly on the patio, the extended patio, because the main patio is all covered. And then for the roof line is going to have a special gutter system, and we'll talk about that when we get to the roof system. I'm not going to get ahead of myself here, but there's going to be very little runoff that's going to go on. So the amount of slope that they got over there should be more than adequate. And also they will be putting drains. All of the outside exposed patios will have drains that will go down into the drain system, which will go down into the cistern and feed the cistern. So we should have very good drainage on that. So as you can hear from the power source over my shoulder back over here, we definitely have electricity. And I checked with my my builder about the status of the electricity. So let me tell you what the issue with the electricity was actually from yesterday. Actually, it isn't this barangay. It isn't even this province. It is the entire island of Luzon. What's happening is that there is basically a demand on the power grid over the entire island of Luzon, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to do some type of rebalancing and things like that. What they really need to do, they need to start working on their infrastructure, and that's a big problem in the Philippines, is infrastructure. It doesn't matter whether it's roads or it's electricity or it's internet capability, right? So anyway, so that's what they were doing yesterday, because actually he got his electricity did come on at 6, so certain areas didn't get it until later on. And it might have been that problem that Roy was saying, that maybe they did cut some kind of a cable or something like that. Maybe that's why ours didn't come on at 6 o'clock, and it took until 12:30 a.m. for ours to come on. So anyway, some of the things that I spoke, like I said, every day I speak with my builder. And you make decisions, and there's changes. Remember I said I have over 100 changes in here. Well, again, even today it changed, because what I said earlier about the roofing system, about the drainage and things that we're going to talk about later on when we actually get to the roofing. Some really neat things I'm going to tell you about. Well, as far as the drainage goes, our Neltex piping that we're going to do is going to be hidden, and it's going to be hidden inside the columns and inside the beams inside the house, so you don't see any of the plumbing. And it's not going to change any of the structural integrity. And these are non-pressurized, so that we don't affect the structural integrity of the columns and the beams and stuff like that. We're actually going to be running a smaller diameter pipe inside. The original concept was we were going to use 3-inch pipe, and then all the 3-inch pipes were going to feed a 4-inch pipe that goes to the cistern. So when we started looking at the size of the pipe inside the columns and the beams, it's actually going to be very difficult putting a 3-inch pipe inside there. Plus, the smaller the pipe, the more concrete that you have, the stronger the beam and the column is. So what we did, we made a call on it, and what we're going to do is we're going to go to 2-inch pipes, and we're going to put more 2-inch pipes all the way around the base of the gutter system that's going to feed into the 4-inch pipe that goes into the cistern. And it was a good call, and I gave them a thumbs up on that one. So when they start doing that, I'll start showing you that piping as it's going inside the system. Well, anyway, let's see if the water cooler is actually working inside Bahay Kubo here. I am going to be very happy if I can have some cool water and don't have to worry about bringing in frozen water bottles every day. Something I want to share with you today is some networking tips that you might be interested in. In the U.S., I have a VPN server. I have a VPN server built into my router in the U.S. so that if I need to have some secure connections to banking or any type of credit or anything that I want to make sure I have security, I go through my VPN server, and I set it up with OpenVPN. There's different types of VPN services that you can have, but one of the most secure and easy to set up is a protocol called OpenVPN. Now, what I did yesterday when we had the PLDT electricity outage, all the problems that we were having, once electricity came back online again, I tried to get onto the internet. I was able to make a connection, but only some local, like google.ph connections when I was trying to do some other things, even inside the country here, in Lazada, anything inside. It was acting like it couldn't resolve anything. It was acting like a DNS server configuration error, and I couldn't do anything inside. So I was wondering, normally what you're going to want to do when you're doing a troubleshooting, you want to know, is it my problem, is it my router, is it my modem, or is it the problem with my internet provider? So if you have a VPN server somewhere outside the country, you can actually do a secure connection with that VPN server. And so that's what I did. I made the connection to my VPN server back in the US. Once I had my secure connection, then I tried getting back into the places like Lazada and all those places inside the country, and I was able to get into all those things. So basically what they told me was that it's not a problem with my system right here, because my external connection back into the country said I was good. So also, if you have a VPN server set up back in your home country, if you have any services that block you, if you're outside the country, like if you have like a television through your cable system, like for me, I have Time Warner. I can actually watch my local TV channels in the U.S. here in the Philippines using my VPN connection. If I try doing it directly without making that secure connection back to the U.S., it says blocked. It says you're out of the country, you're not authorized to watch these TV channels. And so what it looks like when you have a VPN connection set up, it actually looks like you're actually in that location back wherever that VPN server is. It will give you the IP of that specific area. So when I connect VPN, my IP is my house in South Carolina. It's not my IP here in the Philippines. So something you might want to think about if you're actually planning on retiring over here and you have a location back in the US that you can set up a VPN server. So anyway, one of the subscribers who's actually has a house, building a house, or he has a house already built here in Lipa, he sent me a message today, an SMS message on my phone, and he's talking about wiring and circuit breaker box. He must have just watched my episode yesterday, I think, when I was talking about electrical. And one of the things he was recommending is if you can get some wiring and high quality breaker box and things like that from the US, That's a good idea, but they do have some good quality stuff over here. Now there's a big difference between some of the wiring that they use in the U.S. and the wiring that they use over here. Of course, in the U.S. it's three-stranded. You have a common, and then you have a hot, and then you have a ground inside there. The white, black, and then the green or the bare copper that's inside for the ground. In the Philippines, the standard over here is they have, it's going to be two-wire. It's going to be a hot and a return, and they're going to be in individual strands. They're not going to be bound together in one conductor like they do inside the U.S. And that's fine as long as they're using like PVC. So what we're using here is we're using 20 millimeter PVC, the Neltex, and that's what we're going to run each one of the strands through, and that's just as good, if not better, because that's some heavy duty, and there's a lot of room for it to breathe and things like that on the inside. So we're going to do that. And when you have your specifications in the U.S. normally you're going to have 14 AWG is going to be for like your lights, all your lights inside your house, and then you're going to have 12 AWG, which is going to be for your service outlets or your power outlets inside your house. In the Philippines, they don't say the 12 AWG and the 14 AWG. They do, but they do a cross comparison. Most of the time, what they're going to do, it's going to be like 3.5 millimeter and 5.5 millimeter, and that's going to be your conductor wire. Like I said, for those single strand wires that they're going to run inside the Neltex PVC. And it's equivalent. The 3.5 is equivalent to the 14 AWG, and the 5.5 millimeter is going to be equivalent to the 12 AWG. So it's the same stuff that's going inside there. So also what I recommend is you have a little sketch pad, and you kind of write things down from time to time. So this is kind of like a sketch of what my breaker panel is going to be, and that's what's in our current drawing, but that was the drawing before we had the basement. So what I did was I added all the items that are on there, and then I added additional circuits that we're going to do for like the extension inside the backyard, the fencing, and we're going to have lighting inside the basement, and we're also going to have service outlets inside the basement. None of that was on the original drawing, so you can do stuff like that. You should always have a little sketch pad available for you that you can carry, and write your little notes down, because if you try to do it by memory, there's too many things to remember. And something that came up today is I was thinking, I really wish here on this column and this column, which is the entranceway to the garage, at about 12 inches below the intersection right there where the beam and the column's going, I kind of wish I had to had them already run the wire for a light. Which is okay, we can actually put it above it, which is what we're going to do, because they could actually go inside there and grind this right now, grind the concrete down and run it inside there, and it's still something I might think about. But before they pour the concrete inside the beams, you want to make sure all your lights where you want to are going to be where you want them to be. But we need a light on both sides, and that's traditional standard SOP for entranceways into a garage. So we'll have that done, and I let my contractor know that, and he says no problem, we'll get that taken. So I know you're asking, what are these guys doing on the back of the house? That's not a footer for a fence. Well, no, it's not a footer for the fence. What they're doing is they're actually starting the dig for the septic tank. This is the big septic tank, the one for the main part of the house. Here, we'll go back here and see how they got it marked off, or if they haven't marked off at all. Oh, lots of dirt. Lots of dirt. Yeah, starting the septic tank? No, you got a lot of digging to do. That's a big septic tank. Big septic tank. All right, I'm gonna nip this in the bud before anybody even asks the question I have to deal with in the comment section. The septic tank construction techniques in the Philippines is a little bit different from other parts of the world, specifically in the United States. In the United States, when you build a septic tank, you're gonna have a solid floor in all of those, whether it's a 2-chamber or a 3-chamber. And in the leaching chamber, you will have an overflow, and overflow will go to a leaching field. It'll basically be an overflow pipe that's at the top of the leaching chamber, and then it will branch off into many other pipes that go out there, and they're perforated pipes, and that overflow will go inside the ground. And that ground will be very rich because, like I said in an earlier video, it has the nitrogen and all the different nutrients, the biological stuff inside there that makes the soil very healthy and green. You'll see a lot of growth inside that area. In the Philippines, though, the technique, they don't do leaching fields. Their leaching chamber is actually its own leaching field, and there'll be rock aggregate in the bottom, and it will go through that section first, and then it will drain slowly down into the ground, and it will do the natural filtration process. There will be an overflow on the back of the leaching chamber in the event that there was an overflow, but there should never be an overflow in that, but that's in this emergency type of a backup solution. Alright, I have one alibi for today. I told you I was going to discuss about the special cantilever extension on the back of the east side of the house today. Well, I'm not going to talk about that today because they didn't actually do any work on that today. That's actually, you see this area right here? This is going to be an additional beam. It's not additional, it's actually in the plan, but that's a beam that they haven't connected up yet. And the cantilever is going to go outside of the edge of the house. But what it is, that's the bathroom for the first floor. And the first floor is actually going to extend out a little bit further. That's where the shower is going to be, back in that area. And I thought they were going to do that today, but they did not do that today. So maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. But I'll talk about that once we get to that point. Anyway, what you saw, what they were bending here. This section here is actually going to be part of the platform support for the stairway that's going from the basement up to the first floor kitchen area, and that's going to go and make a connection inside this area. They're just preparing the rebar, and maybe they'll be working on that pretty soon. Well, you can see it's all quiet out there. Nothing going on because it is after 5 o'clock, and after 5 o'clock, that's the end of the workday for these guys. And they worked extremely hard again today. I can't say enough for this crew. They just don't stop. They give it all that they have. So anyway, we had a very successful day today. You can see every single day, you can see more and more steel getting into place. You can see more formwork getting put in. You can see today we have the beginning of the septic tank. They continued, and they were working on the footers for the fencing on the side. So a lot of good stuff today. We are approaching that point where we're going to be doing a massive concrete mix and pour in a little over a week, I would say, from now. But we still have a lot of things to do in detail, and we need to be precise on all of those. We have to do all the plumbing, and we have to do the electrical. And again, we still have to do, there's a lot of the rebar that needs to be done for the beams, especially for back here inside the back patio. My contractor came up to me, he said, now I was looking at your back patio, he said, I didn't realize that's going to be a really big back patio. And I said, yeah, it's going to be really big, and I kind of wish, and even my wife said something about this, I kind of wish we would have actually taken that big beam that you see that's in place right there right now, and I kind of wish we would have gone 1 meter back and cut the dining room back just a little bit, even a ½ meter. I wish we would have had a little bit more living space on the inside. But you know, that's again, when you'll see when you look at your drawing and when you see things in reality, like I said before, sometimes you can make some modifications, but it's kind of hard to make a modification once you get those columns and beams in place. The columns are already in place, and we're going to pour the beams because its main support is the column. So anyway, we're going to live with what we got. But going back to talking about this whole back patio entertaining area back here, it looks like it's going to be huge, but you see it's actually this entire area from right here all the way across. There's 2 full sections back here, but this is going to be enclosed, and this is going to be open. Now, it looks now that like it's big, but again, looks can be deceiving, because once you see the roof on there, there's going to be security rails that go along this section right here. It's going to be secured so that we can lock that, and we don't have to put any type of security railing on any of the doors and windows in that section right there. But can you imagine if you put a grill over here and you have a couple of pieces of furniture, lawn furniture and all out here, and the same on the inside? It's going to start consuming that space very quick. So it's always good to have the extra space, and you put a couple of plants and pots on there, and it's gonna start shrinking very fast. So I think it's exactly the right size for what we want to do out here, and I'm excited. I'm excited because I'm an outdoors person. You know, I'm an outdoors person. I'm going to be the gardener. I'm going to be the chef at the grill when we have family and friends over and things like that. So I am glad that space is actually big, because formal dining rooms, I mean, how often do you use a formal dining room in your home? Again, if we would have made that smaller, then my wife would have complained, because my wife, she really wanted the formal dining room. So it's a little bit bigger, a little bit less room inside the great room and the kitchen. Like I said, I kind of wish it would have been the other way, but it is what it is, and we're not going to go back at this point for that portion right there. So anyway, end of another successful day, and today I believe is building day 45. So the next day is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually the beginning of the Holy Week here, and it's the holiday that they have, which is our Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A lot of places are closed on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and of course every Sunday. And but for tomorrow we have approval for work here, so we're actually going to have a crew actually working tomorrow, but they will not be working for the rest of Holy Week, which is going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So they'll have that time off, and well-deserved time off, I must say. So anyway, I'm going to pack up and head back towards the apartment. I got a text message from my landlord, and her niece is having a birthday party, and I'm invited to the birthday party, so I want to be part of that, and if I can get there on time. And Tess also has some dinner waiting for me. I can't remember, what did she say? It was going to be, I don't remember. I hate to say it, but I don't remember. I think one of them was it fish? No, it was the fish that I didn't choose. I don't know, but it's gonna be good. Whatever she cooks, and all I gotta do is look back at the beginning of the video, and I'll be able to figure out what she's cooking for me tonight. So anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, click on that little heart down in the bottom right-hand part of your screen, and you will get all your updates for when I push a new video. So until tomorrow, which is going to be build day 46 on the construction phase out here on FELIZ. You have a wonderful day.